Hi guys, you are watching my channel Blows Me More, and this video is about the materials you will need to purchase, you'll need to have if you decide to knit and crochet for your doll. So the doll that I'm making this all for is Bly's, but it's not only limited to Bly's doll. So let's begin. If we talk about knitting, I will show you many models I have made so far. If you would like to knit something like this or something similar, I'm planning to make tutorials, so that's why I want to have this special separate video about the materials, so I'll not be using my time explaining it once I start the tutorial, so you can just refer to this video. I discovered that the yarn that suits me the most is called Angela Alpaca. I bought it from AliExpress. So it has the combination of alpaca, wool, probably acrylic. So what do I know about this yarn? That it's 42 grams. Unfortunately, they don't write how many meters here. But it's available on AliExpress. And the other one I found, it's called alpaca fiber. I figured out if I use a double thread for knitting, I feel it's a bit too thick for doll clothes. And in one thread I feel it's a bit not enough, so that's why I feel like two threads of this particular yarn, they will give the best effect, and you can see. Right, so let's continue. Let's talk about knitting needles. The ones that I'm using, they are 1.5 millimeters, 1.5. I bought them also from AliExpress, and they come in a set. There are 5 knitting needles like this. Usually I need just 2, but for some projects, for instance, I have this shorts. Well, I was using 5 needles. It can be 4 or 5. Right. So anyway, the set always includes 5. In some measurements can be different. They can use numbers, like here I have. This is also a set. I purchased it because I couldn't find smaller knitting needles. I wanted to find 125 millimeters, because some makers, they use these needles, but I discovered that I'm quite happy with 1.5. I don't want anything smaller, because they will be like so tiny, so slim like needles, and the size equivalent to 1.5 is 16, 1/6. So in this set, I guess I have numbers up to 17 or 18, and the higher number is 18. The higher number is the needle itself is slimmer. So 125, I'm not sure whether it's 17 or 18. I couldn't find and verify this information, but just for you to know. You also will need the needles with the big eyelet. I use both very actively, with the very big one, smaller one, and just regular needles as well. Right, this is regarding knitting. As you can see, I'm using such small mini buttons to match the size of the clothes for the doll. I can recommend you buying size 6 millimeters. You can also find 5 and even 3, but they would be just so small that it would be very difficult to sew them and button and unbutton the clothes. So I recommend you 0.6. A few days back I also ordered the ones in the heart shape, that I think it also will be really cute. And some makers prefer using the snap fasteners like this. They're also reliable, they make such invisible effect, and they do the job. The ones I found on AliExpress, it's also the size 6 millimeters, so I feel it's good enough. Don't go for smaller. And additionally, it's nice to have some bigger buttons, especially if your project, your clothes has only one, like the dresses I have here. I suppose that the size is somewhere 9 millimeters or 10, probably 9. And I have slightly bigger buttons that I use for plies hats. I would say also, like, let's say 10 up to 12 millimeters. I don't go for bigger, so because we don't want also too big hole here. So this is regarding the buttons. And it also can be the combination. You see, like here I have for this bag. Yeah, so you do need to have small buttons of different diameter, different size. Let's move on. It's nice when they also have like different designs, but even simple ones, they're easier to manipulate. So you choose. I was really lucky to get such hangers. They were gifts once I was buying some clothes from AliExpress, and I'm really lucky because they're all different. So it's really cute to use them for your photo session, or maybe just have the wardrobe for your doll. I'm sure they are also available for purchase on AliExpress. Also see the sizes because they can be for different dolls. So these ones I have, they're more or less the same lengths. So let's go for this one. 6.5 centimeters. Let's move on and let's talk about the combination, let's say, of knitting and crochet. These days it's really popular to make the hats like bear or bunny or reindeer, many different ones. I don't know what exactly the patterns the makers are using, because I made my own pattern, and it depends, it really depends on the yarn you're using, because the stitch count will be different. So here it's the combination of the knitting and crochet. So you need to know that once you crochet, these parts that you crochet, they are more stiff. They are not as soft and loose as the ones you knit. So you choose. I think that crochet would be nice if you want your ears to be standing, like these ones. Right. Let's continue. You know that in one of my videos I had a tutorial how to make a crochet teddy bear for your Bly's doll. because maybe I assumed that it would be somehow easy to follow if you have basic skills of crochet. So that's why maybe I wasn't too much detailed in my explanations. So I decided that one of the videos will be about the basics of crochet, so later on it will be easier to follow different patterns. And the one that I made while the tutorial is this teddy. So it's made of different yarn, so that's why it has slightly different effect. Regarding the crochet items, because they are stuffed with the toy filler, they are kind of flexible, so you know, like if you do like this, the hat will become long and let's say like more oval, but if you press it this way, it will be like this bigger, and I feel cuter, right? Okay, so I'll just remind you, if you didn't watch this tutorial, so what will you need for these series? For this particular one, I was using alpaca fiber. So it also can be the same time the same brand for the clothes you choose. It also can be this fluffy yarn Alize Softy, but this pattern was slightly bigger, that's why the teddy looks bigger, but it also has very nice fluffy effect. Okay, and if we want to have such cute eyes, I'm using 6 millimeters. They came as a set. They were the smallest one in this plastic box. And if you don't have, it can be just small beads, or if you want, you can simply sew the eyes like this. It can be sleepy eyes. So it's kind of flexible, because the size of your project, of your teddy, will depend on the knitting needles you are using. Regularly I'm using number 3 millimeters, but again, it depends on the brand, because different brands, they can have different size. You see, they're both 3 millimeters, but this one is much bigger. And I also recommend, like, if you can purchase the crochet hook in the store, it would be nicer, because you can double check the tip of your hook, because if it's too sharp, it will be pinching you, and if it's blunt, so then it will be more difficult. And this is also number 3, the same kind. It will be more difficult for you to crochet it into stitches, like I have here. Also, this set I bought from AliExpress. It comes 8 crochet hooks, and the size is from 1 to 1.7 millimeters, but these are too small. I actually was hunting for 1.5, because when I combine knitting and crochet, so it's really nice when your knitting needle and your crochet hook are of the same size. So here the 1.5 crochet hook is the best choice, but it's not critical if it's let's say slightly bigger, 2, let's say, or slightly smaller. So I'm using this combination. And I know that one of the best in the market, tulip, and there is also clover. This one I got as a gift, as I was buying a lot of yarn from one store, and they included it, but unfortunately the size is too small for me. It's number 3, but it's 1.7 millimeters, so it's really for fine work, so unfortunately it's not suitable for me, but it has the comfortable handle. And for your crochet projects you will need to mark the stitches. I always do so, regardless how many projects I have done, so I always mark the beginning or the end. I do mark the end, yes, so I will not be confused and will not lose the count of the stitches. They also come as sets. If you don't have such crochet marker, it can be just any contrast color yarn thread that you can tie, but I always go for this option. And I'll remind you, if you want to make teddies, so you'll need to have toy filler. So it's not cotton, okay, so cotton is not suitable. I also had an idea that it would be nice to decorate the clothes with the patches. I bought them from AliExpress. They look so cute, but unfortunately they turned out to be too big for my projects, and they're not suitable. So I measured, so it's about 5.5 centimeters, and it's too big. Yeah, 5.5. So I could recommend something smaller, maybe not bigger than 4 centimeters, or maybe even 2-3 centimeters would be so cute for the clothes. Or maybe if you have the skill of embroidering something else. But I find that even in such simple style, it looks also nice and amazing, especially when you're matching let's say some hair or headbands and some other decorations. So I have it in this way. What else? Well, I guess that's all for this video. As you can see, it was just the overview of the materials that you may need if you decide to knit and crochet for your blinds. So in my future videos, once I'll be having the tutorials, I'll be also mentioning that you can go and watch this video, so you will be fully equipped, and we will be just following the patterns, and yeah, and we'll be making very nice, cute and beautiful items for blinds. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to put like and subscribe, and bye bye as for now.